So this is a drawing that I did, and I am going to fix it now. So I brought it into Procreate on my iPad, and I'm gonna need to fix it, and let me show you what I'm talking about. This is the photo I originally drew from. Okay, now watch this. I'm gonna hit the arrow button, and then I'm gonna hit flip horizontal. And look at that, it looks pretty good from this angle. I drew it with a pencil and inked it in with sketch. I sketched it with a pencil and then I inked it in over top of my sketch. But when I flip it, the perspective is not right. Something is wrong. And so I'm going to show you how I fix that. And then we might do something cool with the whole drawing. Now I'm going to click on this magic wand symbol, and I'm going to go to, well, let me come back to that. Let's click on this. I don't even know what that symbol is. It's like an S or a piece of film or something. Okay, so I'm going to click freehand. And then I'm just going to move the eyes. Basically, I'm going to draw a lasso around these eyes and like a figure 8 so that I get the eyes but not too much of anything else around it. Now I'm going to hit the arrow button. See, I can move those eyes around now. So I think they're too far to the left here, so I'm just going to line them back up into center. Now I'm going to hit the magic wand symbol. I'm going to hit liquefy. I can change the size of my liquefy brush. And then I'm going to start moving things around. What I'm doing now is I'm trying to balance it. I'm trying to, I feel like it's out of balance, out of proportion. And I'm going to try to rebalance some of that. Okay, at this point I'm using the liquefy tool to push it and pull it more into a balanced perspective, and then I'm flipping it and I'm pushing it and pulling it some more to fix it. Okay, at this point I'm just going to use this as my sketch. I'm going to lower the opacity. I just touch this layer with 2 fingers, then slide it to the left, get that opacity down where I can see it but just barely. Now I'm going to go on the layer above that. And here we go. This is the fun part. This is where I start inking in the nice black lines over top of my sketch. And I really love the line work. But I'm not just tracing over my sketch. I'm trying to improve it with every line that I draw. So every phase that I go over an illustration, whether it's inking or coloring or whatever it might be, I'm improving it one more step. For example, you'll see right here as I'm doing the eyebrows, this eyebrow on the left, instead of just following the sketch, I pop it up a little bit and give it a little angle because I think that kind of gives the drawing an extra attitude. I'm making sure that I'm getting the thin lines on the inside of the face and the nice thick lines on the outside of the face. And if I mess up a line, I just hit the undo button and draw it again. That's the cool thing about doing this in Procreate. And also, I started this by making sure I'm using a layer above my sketch so that it's not tied together on the same layer. Okay, now you see me starting to work on a part that I had trouble with, and that is the hair. And I ended up coloring this in a solid black, but I'm starting to get an idea also about turning this sketch into a full character with the full body head to toe. But first I want to show you how I colored it. Okay, let me see if I can put some cool colors on this. Really make it look awesome. Okay, so now I'm going to put the colors in there, and the way I do that is I'm making sure that I'm on a layer below the line work. And then I drop in the flat colors, and that includes the eyes. And then I want to add some blush to the lips here. And the next phase is that I'm looking for a variance of color. because the base color of someone's face, there's always some yellow in spots, and there's always going to be blush in certain spots of the face. And then I'm going to blend it in to make it look good. So right now I'm blending everything in, and then I am, you know what, I wanted to add some attitude to this that I don't normally add to it, so I started adding some eyeshadow. I started off with purple, then I thought lavender would look better. And now I'm just adding a few freckles and then moving on to the next stage. And now something I don't think I've mentioned before on this channel is that I learned this coloring method from another artist who I think is a lot better than I am. His name is Ding, I think is how you pronounce it. And I'll leave a link to his stuff. But he used to have a small course that he sold on Gumroad on how to add the flat color, the variations, a shadow layer, and then also the highlights. And he got really good results with his coloring, so I took his course and I kind of looked at what he did, then I kind of innovated it and made it work for me, and that's what I've been using for a few years now. Okay, I need to get better at creating hair. I think the hair looks awesome, just totally black like that. But what I'm gonna do is try and put some kind of inner dimensions in her hair. So as I said before, I sell my own courses, but I also buy and take courses. Anytime I find a course of something I want to learn, I take that course, and it really is working for me. I recommend everybody do that. So at this point, I had the face, I've got the elf ears, and I wanted to turn this into like an art creative project. And so I started thinking of how I can do this. I found some reference photos of these rams and cartoons of rams. And because of course, if you got an elf traveling through the woods, they have something that they're riding on, and it might as well be a ram. And so I took a photo of my sketch, and then I started working on a background and building it up and trying to make it look cool. And there's actually another art school called 21 Draw online, and there's a course I bought on there from Philip Sue called Introduction to Landscapes, and I reviewed that course and I kind of used it to do this quick landscape of the scene that the character is going to be in, and then I started drawing over my sketch and putting it all together. And I really had a lot of fun with this, putting it all together and coloring it in, and I really had to push into a non-comfort zone, or get out of my comfort zone and start working on stuff that I'm not all that good at, and I had to review certain courses to learn what I needed to learn to get the job done, and I think I learned something and I grew a little bit, and it was a lot of fun. And so I would encourage you to try this. Take one of your caricatures that you do during practice and work it up, color it, and then turn it into a character. And if you want to do like I do, think of it as a character in a fantasy world, like a Lord of the Rings type situation, and just go for it. So until the next time, I hope you keep getting better at what you love to draw.